Today, we are honored to have three expert panelists with us today. Excuse me, we have Ms. Diane Kelly, who is the admissions counselor at Georgia State University. We also have Mr. Sam Alenkoff.
Perfect.
Sam, come on.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, yes.
My students call me Mr. A for a reason.
Mr. A.
Sam.
Yes. And he is our executive director for College AIM. And then we have Mr. Jay Dudley, who is the enrollment counselor at the Atlanta Technical College. So we have some fantastic experts here. They're looking forward to answering your questions, providing you with some great insight to, as I mentioned, navigating admissions through the community and technical college rank. So if you don't mind, we're going to move forward with Mr. J, and he is going to begin his presentation. Jay, I am going to, at this time, stop sharing my screen so that I can provide you access to begin sharing yours.
Thank you. Thank you. First off, I wanted to say good evening to everyone. I am Jay Dudley, newly appointed enrollment counselor at Atlanta Technical College. I'm also a native of Atlanta, and I am a proud graduate of Atlanta Technical College, where I earned a degree in marketing and business management. And I also took advantage of a lot of the things on campus as far as student government, served on a lot of executive boards, including Collegiate DECA and Toastmasters. So I'm here today to give information about our wonderful campus and also some of our wonderful programs that we have at Atlanta Tech. All right, so let me start my video. All right, here we go. So I wanted to start off, can you guys hear the sound? Okay. So I wanted to start off with welcome everyone to Atlanta Tech's presentation. This particular presentation we use for our Wednesday Works program, which is the same as or similar to what we're doing today, just a big informational presentation about our school. So as you see on the screens, we are a technical college located in the heart of Atlanta, right off of Metropolitan Parkway. We are a unit of the Technical College System of Georgia. We have two locations. One is located in Riverdale off of Highway 85. That's our South Campus. And of course, our main campus is located on Metropolitan Parkway. We do have affordable credit hours for our in-state students, which is like $100 per credit hour. We also have a student success center in which you would be put with a student success advisor. And we also have a center for workforce innovation, which helps a lot of our students be able to obtain jobs, or if they're going into a program that falls under the CWI imprint, then we are able to give them counselors to go through that program while they're still in school to be able to find employment. We also have an academic success center that consists of free tutoring for some of our students that may need the extra help while they're in their studies. They are able to do that. So on this screen here, you will see our programs of study, which is broken down to three different models that we offer students. One is our associate degrees. We also have a diploma program and a technical certificate program. We have over 180 programs of study. The associate degree is the highest level of education that we offer at Atlanta Tech. It has the most transferable credits. Our diploma program, fewer hours are needed for graduation, and our technical certificate of credit focuses on very specific programs for our students. At Atlanta Tech, we have 4 different programs in which we offer students. Our business and public service is one. We have a health and information program. We also have an industrial and transportation technologies program. And our 4th one would be our arts and sciences program. We have a student support services as well, which consist of career services. Like I said before, we have a Center for Workforce Innovation. We also have counseling services, and we have disability services, student success, academic advising, special populations. We have Veterans Affairs for our veterans that enroll at Atlanta Tech. And we also have WorkSource Georgia, which is our WIOA program. So I wanted to highlight this particular slide real quick because as a former student of Atlanta Tech, I also took part in student life at Atlanta Tech. And as an enrollment counselor, I always tell students when they enroll to not just attend school, but get involved as much as you can. Some of the things that I had a pleasure of being a part of at Atlanta Tech was our Collegiate Leadership Academy, our National Technical Honor Society program, or our club, Phi Beta Lambda, or PBL for short, Skills USA. I also served 2 years in Student Government Association, and I was a part of our Technically Speaking Toastmasters Club. And these are very important as a student because these are things that once you are going into the workforce, or if you're looking to prolong your studies to go to a 4-year school, these are some of the things that the institutions look at as far as how much of outside of being a student that you are contributing to your personal and professional development. Financial aid and types of federal and student aid, as you see over to the left, with our federal aid, we do offer Pell Grants. We have Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, which is FSEOG. We also offer subsidized and unsubsidized loans, and we do have a federal work study program. On the right, you will see the state aids, in which for a lot of our in-state residents that are looking to attend Atlanta Tech, they'll be able to take advantage of the Hope Grant, the Hope Scholarship, the Zell Miller Grant, Zell Miller Scholarship, the Hope GED voucher, and Hope Career Grant, and our Student Access Loan for Technical Schools, or SAL. So for financial aid, applying for Pell Grant and Hope, as you can see over to the right-hand side, our school code is 008543. And this is usually for when you want to put your code in for federal student aid. Now, for students that don't know, federal student aid is financial aid that are given to you by the federal government, and you guys sign up for this every year. It usually starts before the beginning of the school year, which is in August, all the way until July, which will be the end of your summer semester. And I think we will go, or someone will speak about financial aid a little bit later, I believe. But this is just a quick rundown of that. So we do offer other grants and scholarships at Atlanta Tech. For our veterans, we have a Veterans Affairs Education benefit. Like I spoke earlier about Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA, for some of our students. Our Atlanta Technical College Foundation also has a scholarship, Arlene O. Robinson Scholarship, and also Coca-Cola First Generation Scholars Fund. Once you attend Atlanta Tech, you will be given more information about these grants and scholarships to help you in your studies. So to apply at Atlanta Technical College, here are the basic steps, and it's very easy. You would go to our website, complete the application for admissions. If we wasn't going through the COVID-19, you could actually come on campus to one of our Wednesday Works information sectionals, and you're able to fill out an application there. You pay the one-time fee of $25. You have an assessment or placement test scores you would need. You can also take that test on campus at our testing facility. Usually we offer that test free of charge, depending on circumstances. We are waiving, at the moment, we're waiving those fees because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, upon completing your application, we would need a high school transcript, or college transcript if you have any previous college experience, and proof of citizenship would basically be a state issued ID, driver's license, birth certificate, things of that nature. Here's our contact list. You can actually contact us several ways, actually. These are some of the email addresses that we have. I personally work in the admissions department. I am the enrollment counselor. If there's anyone that needs my direct contact information, I am more than welcome. I'm more than willing to give that. We also have a breakdown for our ATC financial aid counselors. So you would have an email address to reach out to financial aid prior to enrolling if you had any questions or concerns about financial aid. Also, if you have any questions about advisement before applying for Atlanta Tech, you're able to send emails to these email addresses and be able to get feedback and answers prior to you enrolling, which in a lot of cases, it kind of helps students to kind of determine if Atlanta Tech is a good fit for them or if it's another institution. So that's the end of the presentation. I am so happy to be here to speak with you guys. Like I said, I am a former student that's now an enrollment counselor, and I absolutely love my job. I love helping people, and it's just a beautiful sight to see whenever I can help someone make that decision as far as what their next steps are from an educational standpoint. So I'm here for any questions that you guys may have, and I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much, Jay. And we are looking forward to any questions that may be asked throughout the remaining or until end of the presentation. So now we're going to move on to our next facilitator, and that's going to be Mr. A. Mr. A.
Thanks so much for passing it over. And Jay, thanks for all the information on Atlanta Tech. My name is Sam Alenikoff. I know some of the folks I looked at the participants on the side, and I know some of y'all, because some of y'all are in College AIM. It's good to see you. For the folks who I don't know, it's wonderful to have y'all on this Zoom as well. Thank you for joining for the conference. I'm here to talk a little bit about Georgia Piedmont, which is another fantastic technical college in the metro Atlanta area. And Georgia Piedmont is not here, but I've visited campus countless times. I've helped a number of students through the application process and have had a number of students actually graduate from Georgia Piedmont. So I want to share a little bit about what makes Georgia Piedmont another great option for those looking for a technical education. Do you mind flipping to the next slide?
Sure.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, Vanessa.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I'm going to give you all a few quick facts on Georgia Piedmont that I think are particularly helpful for me and for my students as they think about the school. So number one, it's a public technical college, just like Atlanta Tech. So it's going to be really affordable. It's about like we heard from Jay for Atlanta Tech, it's about $100 per credit. So it's going to be really affordable, especially when financial aid comes in. The campuses are in DeKalb County, Newton County, and Rockdale counties. I know a lot of the students on this call are from DeKalb, and you may kind of see on this map on the side where Georgia Piedmont is located. You can think of it kind of right near Clarkston High School, almost like right across the street from Clarkston High School, off Memorial, just right by 285. That's going to be the primary location. There are also locations in Newton and Rockdale, and then also in South DeKalb. There's a small campus as well. Georgia Piedmont offers 40 different career pathways with over 100 different programs in those pathways. You can earn an associate's degree, which is going to be like a 2-year program. You can earn a diploma, which could be anywhere from a year to 18 months, or you can earn a technical certificate, which could take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So there are lots of different options in terms of types of degrees and certificates to obtain. And like I said, they can vary from less than 1 year to more than 2 years. There's just a wide variety of opportunities at Georgia Piedmont. Perfect. So you can go to the website and you get a sense of what these look like. And I think the best way for us to do that is actually to click on this link right here and take a look at the website ourselves. So we're going to just walk you through, when you go to the website, the Georgia Piedmont website, what you will see and how you can navigate the different programs that exist. So this will be what the Georgia Piedmont website looks like. And as you scroll down, you'll see the degree programs first. And if we can stop on the degrees for just a second, you'll see there are all these different categories of degrees. And under each title, like if we click on automotive, for example, we'll be able to see the automotive degree program, and it's an automotive technology. Can you drop in the chat if you're a student right now? Can you drop in the chat to see any specific program? We're happy to click on it now, or you can obviously navigate after the presentation as well. I'm seeing a question from Xavier as well. I know we're getting to financial aid later, but if it's all right if I just take it real quick, the answer is that the FAFSA deadline will vary by school. You want to get it in as soon as possible, but different schools will have different deadlines. Great. So I'm seeing from Ariel, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, that there's a student interested in the healthcare field. So can we click on healthcare under degrees? You'll see Georgia Piedmont has clinical laboratory technology and I can't even pronounce that, opticianry.
Yeah.
Mispronouncing that, but as you can see, high level degrees that are above my pay grade for sure. And if we look at the diplomas, there are also different healthcare diplomas down there. So if you click on healthcare under diplomas, we can see there's practical nursing. They have another diploma that I can't pronounce, and they have medical assisting as well. And even as you go down to certificates, that's going to be the shortest level program, which can be anywhere from 6 months to a year. We can look at healthcare as well. And they have 5 different types of healthcare programs. So a lot of times people talk about healthcare and they think, oh, it's just going to be a doctor or being a nurse, but there are really so many other ways to enter the healthcare field. And technical colleges do a great job of providing you different opportunities to get into the healthcare field, even if it isn't necessarily one of the careers you've been thinking about since you were born, because it's what everybody talks about. There are just lots of other interesting ways to get involved. We can hop back to the presentation, but on your own time, students can definitely click through there and find their own programs. On the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about how to apply. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to complete your online application. And actually, Vanessa, if you don't mind clicking on that top link one more time, we're going to take a look at the Georgia Piedmont site where if you click to apply, this is what you'll see. You'll just see this, you'll see this page under new student applications. You'll see there are the steps as you scroll down. There are just very clear steps about what you need to do. There's some COVID-19 information. So all the information that I'm talking about in this presentation is also online. If we click, we don't have to click right now, but if you were to click apply online in the top right corner, you would then be able to get to the actual application. We can go back to the presentation though. Okay. Thanks, Vanessa. So once can we go back one slide? There are just a couple other steps on the application process. Perfect. Okay. So once you submit your online application, and just like Atlanta Tech, there's a $25 application fee. You're going to go ahead and send your high school transcript. Every high school does that differently. Every school district does that differently. If you're into CAB, you're going to do that using Naviance. You want to talk to your counselors and talk to, if you have a college counselor or you work with College AIM or your post-secondary transition specialist, whoever that person is in your life, reach out to them and ask them how to send your transcript if you're not sure. But again, into CAB, that's going to be using the website Naviance. Then you're going to need to send your placement tests. So the SAT and the ACT may be complicated right now. I know a lot of those tests are being canceled right now at sites in the CAB because of COVID, obviously. So they'll have an option to take a test called the AccuPlacer, and or the asset test. And those can be taken online or those can be taken in person. And when you take those tests, it's just to place you into the correct classes, just to make sure they're putting you in an English class that's going to be the right class for you, and a math class that's going to be the right class for you. It's not necessarily going to be an admissions test, but it's a placement test. And then the last thing, once you've done all those, is you're going to complete your verification of lawful presence. And that's so you can verify you are a legal resident, and it allows you to get in-state tuition, which obviously brings the cost down. And that's the process on how to apply. I'll talk to you all at the end about financial aid, which will kind of cover financial aid at all of our institutions. I'm going to pass it on over to Diana now to talk about Georgia State.
Thanks so much, Sam. All right. And we have, last but not least, Miss Kelly, and she's going to talk a little bit about Georgia State.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deanna Kelly, and I am an admissions counselor at Georgia State University. I am a proud admissions counselor. Go Panthers. And today I'm going to be talking to you about all of what Georgia State has to offer. So I'm not sure if you guys already know, but Perimeter College used to be a separate two-year college before it consolidated with Georgia State University. So now we still have the 5 different locations, but we're all under the umbrella of Georgia State University. So that's as a benefit to our students. So we do offer a 2-year degree pathway at our Perimeter College. We have 5 different locations, and you can also complete the associate degree online. So if you want to do all of the classes online, then that is open to you as well. So our locations are located around the perimeter. As you can see at the bottom, we have an Alpharetta campus, Clarkston, Decatur, Newton, and Dunwoody, and online. So yes, you can continue on to the next screen, please. All right, so at our Perimeter College campuses, we have about 19,000 students at all of our 5 locations and online. We have about 2,500 international students from 137 countries, and a lot of our professors hold doctoral degrees. So that just lets you know that we're very diverse. Our professors they know exactly what they're doing. A lot of times they perform their own research. And one of the things that I love about Georgia State is that a lot of times our same professors that teach at our downtown location at our 4-year institution also teach at all of our perimeter locations as well. So you're going to get the same type of value education that you would get at our main campus. You can continue on, please. As I talk about this next slide, we're going to talk about the different types of paths and pathways that you can get at Georgia State University. So of course, you know, there are plenty of pathways that you can acquire. Some of them you can stop at a 2-year degree. So some of those examples might be our nursing program, our dental hygienist program, our radiological tech program that you can get into, that you can stop there and continue on to a degree. But then we also have our pathways in which you will be taking your core classes. And then once you finish your 2-year degree, you can continue on, if you would like, to our main campus at the Atlanta campus, and you can get your 4-year degree that way. So you actually, if you want to stop and just get your 2-year degree, you can just stop there. But if you want to continue on, there is a way in which you continue on as well. So if you can go on to the next slide. All right, so there are so many different things that you can do at Perimeter College. This is one of the things that I love about Perimeter College. We have multiple study abroad programs. Of course, when COVID is over, we will reconvene, but we have tons of organizations and clubs. Each of our campuses, for the most part, I think there's 1 or 2 that does not. They have their own gym and swimming pool, and that comes a part of the cost of you being a student. And we do have intramural sports and tons of activities that you can become a part of at Perimeter College. We also have an honors college. So I know a lot of students, sometimes they want to save themselves costs because they want to go on to a graduate level eventually. And so they will start off at Perimeter College, which saves you about 1/3 of the cost as if you were to start at a downtown campus. But they want to know, can I be challenged? Well, of course you can. So we do have an honors program that you can get into. We do have study abroad programs that are specifically geared towards our Perimeter College students. So there are tons of things that you can get into. There are music programs. There are, if you're interested in doing drama, we have that as well. So there are tons of things that you can do at Perimeter campus. Can you move on to the next slide, please?
Sure.
And then this just highlights a little bit of what each campus does. So I'm not going to go into it in great depth, but we do have our Alpharetta campus, which is our northern part of the perimeter. And they have several scientific research and labs that you can do at the Alpharetta campus. Then we have our Dunwoody campus that specializes in dental hygiene, educating, engineering pathway, and business administration. You can continue on. And then we also have our Clarkston and our Decatur campus. So with our Clarkston campus, they specialize in American Sign Language, also engineering, our nursing program. And with our Decatur campus, they specialize in psychology, health science, education, and criminal justice. And you can move on to the next slide as I talk about this. So each campus has its own highlight, but if you're interested in a particular pathway, it doesn't mean that you have to go to a particular campus. So that's probably what I want to hone in on. So you can take any campus, any class at any campus, even if you're interested in one particular campus, but you decide you want to take classes at another campus because the classes are full, you don't have to worry about that. Once you're in Perimeter campus, you can take classes at any location, including online. So that's a great asset to many students, because a lot of times students want to just take a particular class and they want to make sure they have access to that class. And so that way you have the flexibility to take your class anywhere. So that way you can still progress in the way you need to progress when it comes to your education. We also offer military support, and each campus has their own military support center. So if you are a veteran, or if you're a dependent of a veteran, we have that type of aid and support available to you. So you can go ahead to the next slide, please. When it comes to the application for Perimeter College, you would go on our website at www.gsu.edu and you can submit an application, okay? So if you submit your application, it is $20 to apply, okay? Our application is now open for the fall, summer, and spring semester 2021. And we are test optional, so you do not have to submit your ACT or SAT. But depending upon the GPA that you end with, I know that is awesome, but depending upon the GPA that you do end with, you may have to take the AccuPlacer, like Sam said earlier. So the AccuPlacer is just to place you into a particular class, and you can perform the AccuPlacer all online. So if you're not sure whether or not you need to take the AccuPlacer, you can just go ahead and submit your application and your transcript, and then a counselor will get in contact with you and let you know whether or not you are required to take the AccuPlacer exam. So when it comes to tuition and things, I think we're going to touch a little bit about it next, but it's really easy to apply for financial aid and scholarships as well. And the biggest thing, like I said, when it comes to Georgia State, is that all the classes that you take online or at any campus can be transferred to any four-year institution, not just Georgia State, because the classes that you are taking are for a four-year degree granting institution. So whether you want to go to Kennesaw, UGA, Georgia Tech, you want to go to our Atlanta campus, all of these classes will be transferred because it is through the University System of Georgia, which is fabulous. And so you can literally just pick up where you left off. If you want to do engineering or any other specific type of pathway, you do not have to go to our downtown campus. You can go anywhere literally in the country. So that's my time, guys. I hope that this was of value to you, and it is my pleasure to help with financial aid.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kelly. And so we're going to have Mr. A finish us off with the financial aid piece, and then we'll get over to our questions and answers for the last couple of minutes of the session.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, Deanna. I'm going to be super brief. I'm going to try to do this in 5 minutes or less, even though, in my opinion, this is the best part because we're talking about the money.
Yes.
Let me start by just making a pitch for these three institutions. The reason I love Atlanta Tech, Georgia State, and Georgia Piedmont so much is because the money works out for our students. They are affordable degrees, they are affordable certificates and affordable diplomas. Let's talk about how you get the money to make it work. Let's go to that next slide.
Okay.
So when we talk about the costs of college, there are two types of costs you want to think about. You want to think about the direct costs, which are the ones you pay directly to your school. There are a bunch listed there. I'm not going to read them off to you because I know y'all can do that. And then there are the indirect costs that you'll hear people talk about. And those are the ones you pay on the side, right? You don't pay directly to your school. It's like your books that you may have to buy online, or your housing. If you're living off campus, you may pay rent to a landlord, things like that. Things that are just going to kind of be your cost of living. And you want to consider both of those types of costs when you're thinking about how much college is actually going to cost you. Go to the next slide. Okay, when you're thinking about how to pay for college, I want you to start by getting as much free money as you can. And then if you have to, pull some self-help in to help cover it as well. So when we talk about free money, I mean money you don't have to pay back. So those are going to be your grants and your scholarships. People often ask about scholarships, and I want you to think about grants as just as good, because it's also free money you don't have to pay back. Grants are just based on the fact that you need the money. Scholarships are based on the fact that you do something super well, like you play an instrument really well, or you have great grades. It's a scholarship based on merit. Self-help, meaning ways you can help yourself out, could be loans, or it could be something called federal work study, where you work on campus. Loans can be good or bad, but hopefully with these institutions, you won't have to worry too much about loans or even work study. And head to the next slide. Okay, the best way to get your money is to complete the FAFSA. I know y'all have probably heard people talk about the FAFSA before. It opened up on October 1st, and you want to click to complete the 2022 aid year. That's for next school year. Don't think about it for this year. You're starting it now, but you're going to select the year for next year, because it's going to be next year that you're receiving this financial aid for. The website you want to go to is just studentaid.gov.gov, and you're going to be able to complete your FAFSA from there. We can hop to the next slide. Great. 6 quick tips on what you need to do to complete your FAFSA. Number 1, talk to your parents or guardians about it. You need them to be a part of the process. It's just going to be critical, because you're going to need some of their tax information. Number 2, save your FSA ID. That's the ID that you're going to use to log into FAFSA. And I've seen too many students lose that, and then it takes forever to get them logged back in. Save it, write it down. Even if you think you're going to memorize it, write it down somewhere. 3, when you have the option, when you're completing your FAFSA, link your FAFSA to the IRS. It's critical, because it's going to make the process just go smoother. You're not going to have to type in as much information. It's not going to sell your parents out if they're worried like, oh, I might have messed up my taxes. It's not going to sell them out like that. It's just going to allow FAFSA to access your information easier and get it through smoother. 4, when you are completing your FAFSA, it asks you to list your colleges. List every school you think you might apply to, so you don't have to go back. 5, you can always make corrections if you need to, but try to do it correctly the first time. So have a financial aid professional, like someone from College AIM or someone from your school, look over it before you click submit. That way you'll make sure it got submitted right the first time. And 6, submit it early. Do it as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of October, so that you have plenty of time for it to process and for you to go through a process called verification. That can take a few weeks or even months. So do it early, so that by the time you enroll next fall, your money's already in your pocket and you don't have to worry about it. All right. Okay, I'm going to go briefly through this because I want you to hear this. How much money is FAFSA actually going to get you? Number 1, it's going to get you something called the Pell Grant. That could be up to $6,345 every year, which is more than enough to cover the costs of attendance at Atlanta Tech, Georgia Piedmont, or Georgia State Perimeter College. So just the Pell Grant could get you so much money that they're going to be paying you to go to their school pretty much. Second, if you need it, you can get a Stafford loan. It's going to be up to $5,500 per year. Again, these are loans. These are actually good loans, but these are loans only. You should only take them out if you really need them. You can get some work study, meaning you can apply for jobs on campus and actually work to help pay for college. You can get something called the Hope Grant, which can be up to $1,140 per year. You can see the requirements there. And you can also earn the Hope Scholarship if you have at least a 3.0 GPA and if you are enrolling in a degree program. The difference between the grant and the scholarship is the grant is for a certificate or diploma program. Those are the technical programs. And the associate degree programs, which you can find on all campuses, would be the Hope Scholarship. And there's also the GPA requirement that differs as well. All right. And the bottom line that I want you to understand is in Georgia, at our 3 institutions we're talking about, you can get paid to go to college. You're not paying them. Ultimately, because of financial aid, they're paying you. Keep that in mind. And I think that's my last slide on here. Perfect.
Okay, great. Well, that does conclude our presentation for this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed our panelists. We're going to move briefly to the questions slides, and we have one here from Ariel Avery. And she asks, is Perimeter College like a community college since you would only do 2 years? Are there benefits for going to Perimeter College before you go to a 4-year college?
That is a great question. So at Perimeter College, it is a 2-year college, so you can stop after 2 years. So here's the thing. When you go to Perimeter College, one, there is no housing. So if you go to a 4-year institution, sometimes even if you're getting in state because you're living on campus and you're required to get a meal plan if you live on campus, it can cost you $10,000 to $15,000 additional to what you're paying on just your tuition alone, okay? So because Perimeter is just the college, you don't live on campus, you're literally just paying tuition. So that alone cuts costs for many people, and that's what actually attracts them to Perimeter College. But because it is a 2-year institution and we don't offer the junior and senior levels at Perimeter College, Georgia State takes it further and we reduce the cost even more. So what am I saying? So for example, if you enter in as a freshman at our Atlanta campus, you're going to be paying about $400 and some odd per credit hour at the Atlanta campus, English 1101. If you take the same exact class, English 1101, at any one of our Perimeter colleges, it's going to be about $99 a credit hour, okay? So that's more than half the cost for the same class, same institution, but just going to a local Perimeter College campus. So that's why many students will start off at Perimeter, because like I said, if they know they want to go to med school, law school, any type of graduate school, you know you're going to be paying out the yin-yang for that type of degree. And so because Georgia State offers the Perimeter side, you're taking the exact same classes, you guys, at a reduced cost, and saving yourself more than half towards going towards a 4-year degree, as opposed to just starting outright at a 4-year degree institution. So I hope that answered your question, but overall, you're saving yourself tons of money by going to Perimeter College.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. And Ariel, I hope that answered your question. I also want to include to all of you guys who have joined us this evening that the 7 p.m. sessions can be found on the presentation page of the Metro Atlanta College Access Conference site. After this session, be sure to explore your college options in our virtual college fair. We have more than 50 interactive college booths where you can watch videos, download materials, and even chat with other admission representatives. We also want to let you know that all students who engage in at least 10 colleges between 7:45 p.m. this evening and 9 p.m. will be entered into a drawing to win Apple AirPods and an Amazon gift card. So the more colleges you visit, the higher your chances are of winning. So we're hoping that all of you guys will visit as many sessions as you can this evening. Panelists, thank you again. DeKalb County Office of Youth Services, we greatly appreciate your time this evening. We look forward to hosting many more of these as we are into this new normal / virtual space. And to all of you who joined us this evening, thank you so much. And please take advantage of these college opportunities. My name is Vanessa Amos, and thank you again so much for being with us tonight.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good night, everyone.